So what do you do with the clients who just aren't responding to your hypnosis or coaching questions? And they say things like, I don't know, or I don't know, I can't feel it, or I'm not sure what you're asking. I'm not sure what the answer is to that question, or they can't visualize, they can't feel an emotion that you're wanting them to feel. They have a hard time putting two things together or three things together. And meanwhile, so obviously for you, it's very difficult for them. So how do you deal with those clients? First of all, as a coach, take a deep breath, right? Take a deep breath. Even if your hypnosis clients, let's say, are not really going into the scenes or the visualizations that you want them, the meditations or whatever it is that you're getting them to do. Take a step back for yourself and just take a deep breath and make sure that you take your emotions out of the situation, right? Because sometimes when we get frustrated or we get worried, we get angry, we get the performance anxiety, when it doesn't seem to be working, we unconsciously and consciously put a lot of undue pressure on ourselves, right? And when that happens, our ability to actually help our clients to get their breakthroughs is affected. So, first of all, take a step back, take a deep breath, and remember what you're there for. You are there to give your clients a transformation, right? It's not about you, it's about the client, right? So if they are not responding, take a look at why they're not responding, right? For example, if someone isn't very visual, cannot remember memories or see scenes or go back to the past, and you've tried multiple times, what does that tell you? It tells you that that particular client is just not, that's just not their way of getting their transformations. Going back to scenes or visualizations isn't their way to receive a transformation, which is fine because everyone is different, right? Not all techniques will work for everyone. And so find something else that you know will work for your clients by getting to know your clients through conversation, by asking them questions. If they keep on saying, I don't know, then it means that maybe your question isn't overly clear enough, or they just don't understand the question. You're not speaking their language, pretty much, right? Because every person is different. Someone who is going to respond well to a set of your questions, that's good. But another client using those exact same questions are not going to respond as well. Or not everyone is going to be overly visual and see scenes and see colors and see auras. Not everyone's going to be able to do that. I can't do that. And if you ask me to visualize, I'll get very, very frustrated with you, right? So being able to just be present with your client and know and intuitively just guide them based on what actually works for them. Listen to what they're saying, and this is key. Listen to what they're saying. If your client is talking in a lot of metaphors and using a lot of metaphors, and but you're telling them to go back to memories, that doesn't make sense, right? That doesn't match. Or if you're trying to tell your stories or use metaphors, but your client is over here and they're talking about like memories from the past, that also doesn't make sense, right? Don't try to put your client into a box that you think is best for them. That's not what it's supposed to be, right? You're supposed to facilitate your client's transformation based on how they best transform, right? And you won't know that until you take a seat, have a seat with your client right then and there. And also with the same client, it's going to be different with each session. I've literally had sessions with my clients where it was all tears, all emotion. The next session was more like logical, like thinking, logical thinking, more talking, less emotion, the same client. So that's the limitations with using techniques, right? Because it really limits as to what you can do with your clients, because as humans, we're always evolving and changing minute by minute, even though we don't think we are, but we definitely are. So when you're able to actually listen to your clients, assess the language that they speak consciously and unconsciously. And based on their language, you utilize that. That is what's going to really help you with working with not just particular clients, but all clients, because you're meeting your clients where they're at. Now, if you don't know how to do this, then this is a good skill to have, don't you think? And this is exactly what we teach in the conversational hypnosis training, to be able to meet a client where they're at, and know exactly what to do if your client is all metaphorical, what to do if a client's very visual, what to do if a client, likes to go to different galaxies and past lives, what to do with clients who are very analytical and logical and likes to talk a lot, what to do with a client who has all of the things, a little bit of each combined, right? It's all about working with principles. And once you can work with principles, then it doesn't really matter if your clients say, I don't know, I'm not sure, I can't feel, because you will be able to have the limitless ability to work with any clients when you use with principles, because you don't have to be stuck doing visualizations all the time. You don't have to be stuck doing inner child all the time, or regressions all the time, because each client is going to present to you something different, and you'll be able to take what your clients present to you and use that confidently, so that your performance anxiety goes off the roof, and you will just have the confidence that you're going to give this client a result no matter what. And doesn't that feel nice? If you have any questions, make sure you ask. Otherwise, I hope this helped, and I will see you soon.